through Papua New Guinea. Thanks for tuning into Sports Scene. One small look this week again has been slow, but Hunters, another win, Lawrence.
No, thank you very much, Dini, and good night to everyone. Hunters are really looking good. It was their first time to travel outside of Runaway Bay. They traveled on the first on Saturday morning. And played Saturday night and got the win. A really good performance by the Hunters.
Yeah, we'll listen to the assistant coach later on the show. Now, apart from that, we also have the introduction of Carl Sunday, the new CPNG cricket PNG coach for the men's and women's team national teams. And we hear from the president of basketball PNG also, that's Caro Lelai. Lawrence, let's do the scoreline now.
All right, let's go straight into the NRL. The scoreline, okay, and this is how it panned out. Oh, geez, was that? Okay.
Deliberate, very deliberate.
Rabbitohs 35, Brisbane Broncos 6. Okay, Manly 13 defeated New Zealand Warriors 12 in a field goal there. Penrith, too good over Canberra Raiders, 30 points to 10. Gold Coast Titans, David Fafita was absolutely enormous in this game, beating the Newcastle Knights 42-16. Melbourne Storms, well, what can you say about these guys? They just keep on churning them out. 52-18 against the Canterbury Bulldogs. It was the first time the Bulldogs scored in 3 matches. And then Sam Walker, Sydney Roosters, 26-18. They were down for most of the game, Dinny, and your Roosters, I think it was the last 10 minutes, they just came alive.
I think they made sure they did the best when it mattered.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, we always like that.
Anyway, I mean, look, Roosters are going very well there, despite all the injuries. The Cowboys got their first win at Leichhardt Oval. They beat West Tigers 34-30. Bit of controversy in that game, but well deserved there by the Cowboys. And the Dragons, all right, this team, they were saying at the start of the season, we're not going to make the final 8, and here they are in the top 4. They beat Parramatta convincingly there 26-20. So that's the NRL. Intrust Cup, yeah?
Yeah, we have Intrust Cup coming up. I'd like to say, for the Bulldogs, just when we think it's getting better, just look at the margin.
Yeah, exactly.
52-18.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, bit of a sore one there, but
and Anthony Milford is going to the Intrust Super Cup.
I mean, look, he's from my club. Man, you're getting me tongue-tied here. I'm like, you know, it's really hurting me from like
Sorry, Strat.
But yeah, Anthony Milford has been dropped. And we'll see how they go tonight. The game's on tonight. But look, let's go straight into the Intrust Cup. These are the results. Falcons 36 over the Jets 20. Seagulls, Tweed Head Seagulls 40 defeated the Magpies 26. Devils 30 over the Black Hawks 22. And Redcliffe Dolphins 24. Close one, defeating the Capras 22. Wynnum Manly Seagulls 36 defeated the Pride 6. And yep, the SP Hunters 26 over the Mackay Cutters 14, and East Tigers 50 defeated the Bears on 10. All right, so that's the score lines for the Intrust Cup. So yeah, the boys are doing pretty well there, sitting in the top 4.
All right, that's the roundup of scores for the weekend.
All right, welcome back. You are watching Sports Scene. It's time now to talk rugby league with the SP Hunters assistant coach, Paul Aiton, who's well, we're very privileged to have him on the show this evening. Paul, hey, thank you very much for joining us on Sports Scene tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Lawrence.
All right, let's get straight into it. Well, I should say, on behalf of all of us, congratulations on your appointment as the assistant coach. Not the preparation that I'm sure you would have wanted, but geez, man, our boys are doing really well.
Yeah, it was. I can't whinge too much because it wasn't as tough as what the boys faced. The boys and the other staff.
Yeah.
With the massive hurdles they had to go through. All I had to do was wait. So I moved closer to the Gold Coast so I could be available 24/7 for the boys, and So I was just waiting for them to come. But yeah, I was very excited to get the job and really excited to help as any way I can.
Yeah. Okay, let's go straight into the Mackay Cutters game. This was a tough game, especially for the boys to play on the same day as travel. But man, they seem to really take it in their strides. Unfortunately, for our winger Lutono, he got injured very early on in the game.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Brendan. He's been, like the rest of the boys, he's been showing good form, and it's very unpleasant that he broke his arm. I've done the same injury, so he's looking at 8 weeks. But it is bad news. But the sort of the positive out of it is that we're based here, and he probably got the same treatment as you would an NRL player, which was he received the doctor that we preferred, the specialist, and he was booked in first thing Monday morning. Surgery straight away, and most importantly, he has a recovery, so his rehabilitation is with the best. So it was a bad incident, but from that is a positive that we're here, and we'll get him back as fast as we can. As to the trip, for those who don't know, the boys were up probably around 5 a.m. because they had breakfast at 6. Earlier than probably about 5:30 breakfast. They're on the bus at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Travel to the airport, and they didn't play till 6 p.m. So it's a massive day, and even for if you're playing, NRL or Super League, it's a big day. But the boys showed great strength again, and they got the win, and which is what we needed. So
Okay, let's talk about Samuel Yegip. This guy is just going from strength to strength.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal for us. He's great attitude at training, just like all the boys. Very good attitude at training, willing to roll his sleeves up and do the hard work. All the little things that you need from a prop, he does it and more. I'm very impressed with him, and he keeps improving every week.
He was placed on report, but I see that Coach Matthew Church has named him, so he was lucky to get away from his charge.
Yeah, he was. He was placed on report in that game, but we chose an early guilty plea, which was a 25% reduction. So 100 points is a week off, but with a 25% reduction, pushes him under the 100 points, so he's able to play. So he has to play very squeaky clean.
Okay, so let's talk this week. You take on the Sunshine Coast Falcons. This is the feeder team to the Melbourne Storms. I saw there the number 7, Cooper Johns is playing. He'll be up against Watson Bowers. What's the team plan for the boys this weekend?
I think just keep building on our previous performances. Ball control will be a big one for this game, considering our last game. So just keep building on what we've done so far. We don't want to focus too much on other teams. Obviously, we respect them and moving forward, but with our lead up into this season, I think it's a big focus for us to focus on ourselves and keep improving. Like Samuel is every week, we just keep improving that little bit and keep building into this season.
All right. So Saturday at our new home, Bycroft Oval at Runaway Bay, and again we'll be asking all our supporters to come on down. You had really big support out at Mackay, and I'm sure we'll be looking forward to our supporters to come and support at Bycroft Oval.
Yeah, everywhere we go, we always see PNG flags, and I think the boys really appreciate it. I know I do. Everyone always stays after the game to come and say hello to the boys, offering, we've had that many communities, Brisbane community, Gold Coast community, everywhere, always reaching out to, all our games up like KK, so they'll offer some food, some kumu and kakaruk and all this. So they're offering a lot of things, and even just time or just helping any way they can. So, which is really nice. It's good for the boys to have that, and the local community here, Gold Coast, the Seagulls have really looked after us, taken us in. So no, it feels like a home ground. It's really good to have.
Okay, now that's on this weekend. I saw on social media as well, the boys that don't have a game with our Hunters, you've got them to play in some feeder clubs. So Helensvale and a couple others.
Yes, Helensvale. We've got some boys at Helensvale. We've got Omo, and we've got Runaway Bay. So we've got the few players. We've got a small squad, but a few players that aren't playing or are not injured. We'd like them to continue to improve and continue to keep their game fitness up, because it's a long season. As you can see, people can get injured within the first 5 minutes of a game. So we want them to keep fit, and so we send them to these local teams, these 3 local teams, just to keep up their match fitness, and they've been received very well.
All right. Listen, Paul, thank you very much. It is a pleasure to talk to you about rugby league. How about yourself? You're taking on this coaching gig and World Cup next year and all of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I've taken on the coaching gig. I never saw myself moving into this sort of space, but towards the end of my career, and especially for anything to do with Papua New Guinea, with the players and in development, I'm always drawn to that. So as soon as this job came up, it felt right for me. I've always got time for my fellow players. So you're right. The World Cup's coming up, so I'm always available to carry water.
Now, good stuff there, Paul. Listen, thank you very much again for joining us on Sportscene, and hopefully we can chat to you again next week. Good luck to the boys, and see you then.
Yeah, thank you very much, and always willing to have a chat. Thanks, mate.
All right, there you go. That's assistant coach of the Hunters, Paul Leighton, with us on Sportscene.
Welcome back. You're watching Sportscene. Now, just last week, on Friday actually, we got introduced to the new coach for the national men's and women's team for cricket. That's Carl Sundry. So let's take a look.
From my end, it's just so exciting, and the privilege of leading such a passionate program was the big draw card for me to get involved. And just on that, well, he was great in the lead up when I was having initial chats with Greg and Joe and other people from Cricket PNG, and even now since being appointed, Joe's really been there for me in a handover, just to help me build some relations with players for both the Layers and the Barras. So yeah, just for Joe and the help of everyone at Cricket PNG for starters, it's been really good, and they've made me feel really welcome, which is important. With the World Cup coming up, there's no better motivation than for everyone to stay training. The staff have put in some great programs. Obviously, at the moment, we're still just trying to navigate our way through working with restrictions and so forth. But as we said, on the WhatsApp group, people are always reporting in daily with their training. So they've been really disciplined with that, and that's something that we're really looking to build over. In regards to the preparation, hopefully, I think it is, we've discussed with Greg that within the next 2 to 4 weeks, we should be back within small groups at training. But again, everyone's ready and understands that we've got to go through such restrictions and so forth. But once we get people back in and training, again, that can help me then work in with players, build relations, see how they're travelling. We've invested in some new technology through Cricket PNG with live streaming of games, which is going to allow me to then tune into trainings or watch people train, watch games. So although unfortunately I can't be there right now, we're doing as best we can to work through it and give me as much exposure and access to the players and staff as need be. Yeah, so there's different ways that we'll be implementing skill sessions at training, and that's again, as I said, with the good high performance staff who I've got there, we can set up on a week-to-week basis of how we might want training sessions to look. We're still hopeful, and we can from there add more games. We can control that as we see fit as well. So if that means, as you say, we haven't got the match practice in, that like most associates over the last 18 months, I guess, haven't got that match play in, as you mentioned, so valuable to all of us. I think with that domestic comp, hopefully if all goes well and we get out of the restrictions, we can chop and change that to get what we want out of that. So if that means playing more, we can schedule that in ourselves as well. But again, it's a week to week whilst we're training in net. And as you say, we want that match practice. And I think Greg and I have had several meetings that match practice has to be the focus of our preparation. So we'll make what we need in those 5 months preparation. So for the time being, it'll be working out on a weekly basis of what training and practice looks like in sort of the closed environment. But once it gets closer and restrictions lift a little bit, then it's time to get more match practice. And again, as I just mentioned, with the cameras that we've now got, the live feeds and live streaming, it'll allow for better access for everyone, and especially a coach if these restrictions keep up and I can't be there. At least I can obviously always see that in real time and then communicate back to players and staff how we can improve or play differently from there.
That was the new national coach for the PNG teams, the Lewis and the Barramundis, when we hope to meet him sometime soon. In this next video, Kara Lelai, the president for Basketball PNG, will be talking about the calendar and what they're doing and the plans moving forward amidst the pandemic.
Well, for this year, we do have a couple of big events that have been endorsed by the board. We start off with the Under-17 National Championships for both boys and girls in July during the Term 2 holidays. We then have National Championships during the Independence celebration weekend for both the 5x5 and 3x3 versions of the game. Lastly, we've got the National Club Championships that will be hosted in December. So a lot to look forward to, but of course it's all subject to where we end up with the COVID-19 pandemic. For this year, there's only one international event that we are participating in. It's the Oceania Under-17 Championships in Samoa in December. And we will select our training squad during the National Championships in July and then prepare for the Oceania Championships from there. We're hoping we'll have at least 4 or 5 associations that will be able to send teams. But of course, we understand that it's a very difficult time for everyone. And well, the least we can do is to schedule the events and give sufficient notice to our affiliates and see how we go. If changes need to be made and a different approach taken to selecting the team, then that is something we'll discuss with our affiliates moving forward. The only other international event that's currently on our horizon is not actually in that calendar because it's been pushed forward to next year, and that's the Melanesian Cup. That was meant to be held in May this year, but due to COVID-19, FIBA Oceania deferred it to May next year, and that will be held in Fiji. Yes. So the training squad list for that will be released again in the next few weeks. And those who missed out on selections have another opportunity at fighting their way into the team through all the different national events that we'll be hosting later on in the year, subject to COVID-19.
That was Kara Lelai, the president for Basketball Federation PNG. Welcome back. You're watching Sportscene. Lawrence, something we forgot to mention at the beginning of the show is that yesterday was 100 days to go before the Olympics.
You're absolutely right. The Olympics has been delayed or deferred for the first time ever, I think, in the history of the International Olympic Committee, the IOC. But exactly 100 days yesterday, so we've got now 99, or 98 really,
Pretty much 98.
Days left till the Olympic Games.
Olympic Games opening ceremony.
Opening ceremony. It's going to happen on the last week of July, right through to the first week of August 8th.
That's right.
Yeah, not bad. No matter what, the Olympics are still going to happen. And I guess for all our Team PNG athletes that are preparing, all the best to them as well.
And we've been running on the countdown since last week on Sportscene. So I think, in the last 100 days, it's always the time when the Olympic fever, I'd say. And, it's more busy. Our athletes will get busy. So we do wish them all the best during this time as they go through the final rounds of qualification and other training and preparation.
We can confirm as well, Dini, that the Olympics will be telecasted here on EMTV.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So that's going to be something to look forward to.
Yeah.
The 2 weeks, last week of July and the first week of August.
All right. And back to our favorite sport, rugby league. The scoreline, pardon me, the preview, weekend preview.
The games start tonight, the NRL. Let's have a look at them. I was going to say this game, watch and learn. Watch and learn. That's my point of view on this game. Broncos,
team playing or
Broncos and Panthers. There's going to be some upset. Watch and learn.
Oh, I think I know who's going to be experiencing the upset.
Anyway, Friday night, Knights versus the Sharks, and what a game this will be. Melbourne v Sydney Roosters on Friday night. Sam Walker up against Jerome Hughes. That should be a massive game. On Saturday, the Gold Coast Titans versus Manly, South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the Tigers, and the Raiders will take on Parramatta in Canberra. All right, that's another good game as well, the Raiders versus Parramatta. Now on Sunday, the Dragons flying high. They take on New Zealand Warriors, and the Cowboys. This should be a good game as well. I mean, they're sitting at the bottom of the table, but I'm sure the footy will be just as exciting. The Cowboys versus the Canterbury Bulldogs. That is the NRL.
We do have the Intra Super Cup as well.
We do. Let's get straight into the Intra Super Cup, and this is how they line up this weekend. Bang. Hunters take on the Falcons at Runaway Bay at their home ground, Bycroft Oval. Seagulls versus the Bears, and the Ipswich Jets take on the Tigers. All right, that's on Saturday. And also Blackhawks versus the Pride, Capris versus Mackay Cutters, and Wynnum Manly Seagulls will take on Redcliffe Dolphins to round off round 4, and the Magpies versus the Devils on Sunday. All right, round 4 of the Intra Super Cup. Another big game by our boys, the SP Hunters. As I was talking to Paul Eiton, Cooper Johns, right? Cooper Johns that plays halfback for the Falcons. He's not that far away to making the NRL. The Falcons is a feeder club to the Melbourne Storms, and so they'll have a massive game against the Hunters. But
That's right.
Yegip and Bowers and everyone else, unfortunate for Gutona who got injured, but Norman Brown will have a chance to see what he can produce from the Hello Wigman through to the SP Hunters.
Yeah.
Good series.
And one more thing. The ladder. They've jumped from 5th placing to 4th, despite the loss in the first game.
Yeah.
They've done really well, and I am sure they will take on this weekend more energized and ready. I mean, it's home games. So.
Yeah. I mean, the first couple of games, you got to think, as Matthew Church said, I mean, in a press release, if he had been told that they would win 2 out of the 3 games, he'd say, "Nah, you guys are, so they have gone above and beyond, and I think the boys are enjoying their footy. You can tell by the way they play, and in that facility that they're in, they've got everything there in their fingertips to be able to give the results that literally Papua New Guinea is looking at.
Yeah. All right, then we do wish them all the best for the coming weekend's game. Look, if you have any story ideas, story tips, you would like us to come out, or you would like us to join you, or we can always arrange for a Zoom session to come on Sportscene, please contact us. Email us at sports@emtv.com.pg, or you can call us on 312-9200, or message our Facebook page, that's the Sportscene Facebook page, and leave your full name, your contact details, even your email address, and we will get right back to you. That's about it. We will see you same time, same place next week.